We want to do this by completing the square. So the first thing we want to do is we want to minus u from both sides. You could divide by 21 first if you wanted to, but I'm going to write 21u squared plus u equals 10. Now I'm going to divide everything by 21. So the order you put them, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to get u squared plus 1 over 21u equals 10 over 21. And that does not reduce. So then I go over to the side here. I'm going to take half of 1 over 21. Well, that will be 1 over 42. I'll have to square that. So 1 over, and let's square 42. And you're going to get 1764. So 1 over 1764. So I'm going to add that to both sides. So I'm going to say u squared plus 1 over 21u plus 1 over 1764 equals 10 over 21 plus 1 over 1764. Now the left side factors to 1 plus 1 over 42. And then I notice, I think, 21 goes into 42, so 21 must go into 1764. So if I take 1764 and I divide that by 21, let's try that again. 1764 divided by 21, there we go, goes in there 84 times. So in other words, I'd have to multiply this by 84 then, won't I? So 84 times 10 is 840 plus 1 all over 1764. So then if we take the square root, well, that'll be the square root of 841, won't it? Over 1764. So I'll get u plus 1 over 42 equals plus or minus. I already know the square root of 1764 is 42. And then let's take the square root of 841. And we get 29. Well, then I'll subtract 1 over 42 from both sides. So then we're going to get x equals negative 1 over 42 plus or minus 29 over 42. Whoa. Negative 1 plus 29 is 28 over 42. And let me see, 7 goes into both of them. So 28 divided by 7 is 4. 42 divided by 7 is 6. And that reduces again. So this is 2/3. And then 1 minus 29 is negative 30 over 42. And I know 6 goes into both of those, so I'll get negative 5 over 7. So my answer, my exact answers are x equals 2/3 or negative 5 over 7. Ugly numbers with completing the squares on this problem. Okay, number 16, it's kind of the same way. But first off, let's distribute that negative. So we get negative 2x squared equals negative 5x minus 4. Then we'll add 5x to both sides. So we get negative 2x squared plus 5x equals negative 4. I'll divide everything by negative 2. So we'll get x squared minus 5 halves x equals a positive 4. Then I'll go to the side. I'll take half of negative 5 over 2, and I'll square that. So I get negative 5 over 4 squared, which is 25 over 16. So I'm going to add 25 over 16 to both sides. And then my left side is, if I factor that, I'll get x minus 5 over 4 squared. And then 4, I'd multiply by 4 to get, I multiply by 16. So I'll get 4 times 16 is 64 plus 25 all over 16. 64 plus 25 looks like it's 89 over 16. Now, if I take the square root of both sides, I'll get x minus 5 over 4 equals, now the square root of 89, I can't simplify it. It's the square root of 89 over 4 because the square root of 16 is 4. And then we'll just add 5 over 4 to both sides. And we'll say x equals 5 over 4 plus or minus the square root of 89 over 4. And that's fine if you want to write it as 5 plus or minus the square root of 89 all over 4. Both answers are acceptable. So you can write them either way. Notice no decimals. I want the exact answers on this, and if you don't show your work, I'm not gonna correct it. It's plain and simple. I'm not going to say it's right or wrong. I'm just not going to correct it until you show your work. Okay, let's take. We'll start on the next page.